Hey guys, Nash here with another car repair video. I'm going to show you today how to change out an alternator in a 2007 Chrysler Sebring. Let's get started. Okay, so I've already taken the other alternator out because I had to take it in and get it tested. Found out it was bad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some mistakes I made in hopes that you can get it out a lot easier than I did and quicker. So here, let's turn this around and show you. All right. So first thing I did, took off the power steering, which gave me access right here. This area right in here, it's where the alternator goes. I thought if I took this bracket off right here that I'd have an easier time getting it out. I saw one bolt here, one bolt right there, and there's another one down under here. So I took the two pulleys off to get those out. This didn't come out. Then I realized there's a bolt way back. You can't really see it, but it's back. It's way back inside there. I wasn't going to start tearing all this stuff off just to get to it. So what I ended up doing was I took the 3 bolts out of the AC compressor, dropped the back side of that AC compressor down, and then it just kind of went right down on the back side between the filter and this AC line and just dropped onto the ground. So that's how I'm going to put it back in. So I'm going to try pushing it back up through and getting it mounted here. Now, the alternator just has 2 bolts in it. The power steering pump had 3 bolts. And as you can see, well, it won't turn very well. They're on the inside of the spline, so you have to kind of turn it to get to them. Now, there are a lot of pulleys on this for the serpentine belt. Now, I would suggest doing what I did. I drew a diagram because, as you can see on the front of this car and under the hood, there's no serpentine belt diagram, which was odd. So I drew a diagram on how to get that thing back on because it snakes through all those. And very, very difficult to try to remember that. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to push this alternator. Of course, I bought a remanufactured one. Made sure the bolts all lined up, of course, when I took the core in. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try to put this in and get the bolts all secured. So just want to show you guys something real quick. Is this little thing right here? I didn't even realize that was on there when I took it off because it kind of dropped back inside there. When I was putting the AC compressor back on, it dropped on the ground, and I'm like, oh yeah, that will be helpful. So you can go ahead and put this on first, and then there's just a little groove. You can kind of see it right there. It just sits, that bolt sits right inside that groove, and as you tighten it, this will obviously go to the way to tighten it, and then this bushing here will push in and then press against this back end, or that little slot. So just a heads up to look for this when you're pulling the old one out. So believe it or not, the power steering pump was the hardest part to get on because it fits tight right down in here. So you had to use, what I had to use is a hammer and a crowbar, and I tapped it down. I got that bolt lined up to that hole, screwed it in a little bit so it's still loose to turn, and then basically took the pry bar underneath like this and moved it around. If I went too far, a hammer, tapped it back down. I just kept doing that until this long bolt that goes all the way through to this back nut here, so I could push it all the way through. And then and I got the other one in. So yeah, that was the hardest part of the whole thing. So, well, I don't know. I haven't put the serpentine belt back on yet, so we'll find out. Okay, so I got it all back together. Belt's back on. Everything looks pretty good. Everything still is tight. Made sure I got the plugs all back in. They're nice and tight. And putting this belt back on, come to find out, my drawing was crap. I missed a pulley, so I had to go online, and I missed this pulley right here. So when we tried to get the belt on with that pulley, all of our routes were messed up. So I thought I could figure it out, but I couldn't. So I went online, downloaded a picture, printed it out, and brought it out here, but it all looks good. So I'm gonna hook the battery back up, start it up, and I have one of those little fixed sensors that I'm gonna put in the ODB2 and use my phone to check the voltage, make sure I'm getting the correct amount of volts. So okay, so I got the battery all hooked back up, and now I'm going to plug this fixed OBD2 scanner in and use the app on my phone to verify I got enough voltage going back to my battery. And I'm pretty sure that took care of the problem, since the auto place tested it and said the last alternator was bad. So yeah, hey, don't forget to like my video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment down below. And until the next repair, see ya.